Good morning from San Francisco and welcome to Odoo Live. My name is Noel, Community Manager here at Odoo San Francisco. Today I'm joined by Stephanie, Business Analyst here at Odoo San Francisco, and we will be talking about Odoo Sign. Thank you for joining us today, Stephanie.
Thanks for having me, Noel. Happy to be here.
As always, we'll be addressing your questions in the YouTube chat, so if you have any questions either for myself or for Stephanie, please type them out for us and we will get to them at the end of the presentation. Odoo Sign will probably take about, let's say, about half an hour, and we'll have, like I said, time for questions at the end. Let's see, with that, of course, you can always watch, if you missed this webinar or if you would like to view it again, you can use the same link to watch this webinar and watch it at any time, day or night, that you so desire. With that, I think we're ready to get started. So take it away, Stephanie.
All right. So I'm here to talk about the Odoo Sign App, as you already know. And basically, the Odoo Sign App is one of those apps. It's a great addition, standalone or add-on to your other apps. It's here to help your business go paperless, essentially, on documents that require signature. So by now, you should all know the reasons of going paperless. I mean, everyone does it. It's mainly to save time, save money, eliminate paperwork, stay organized, be eco-friendly, and finally, to modernize your business. And overall, electronic signatures are commonly used for e-signing on job offer letters, sales contracts, permission slips, rental or lease agreements, liability waivers, and more. E-sign helps to minimize errors by ensuring all required fields are filled out before allowing submission. You can keep peace of mind knowing you'll never lose those important documents again, and only authorized people can access the content. And basically, once you have all your documents and collect signatures, everything is accessible online from any device, and it's easy to use. So you can work online, and your customers or clients can also work online. And so now I'm going to basically show you a demo of the eSign application. All right, so let's get started. Here it is, and it's like a purple icon these days, the Sign app. So I'm just going to click into here. And on this home screen, you will see it's pretty empty right now because we haven't used it before. And so the first page you see would be documents that are pending, basically documents you've already sent out and they're waiting to be signed or they've already been signed. And from here, we can go to request a signature, or if you come to this documents menu, you see document templates. Both of these are going to take you to the same place. So if I click request a signature, now I'm basically in my documents. And right now in this demo database, I just have one active document. If I close out of active, I'm going to have a couple more. So with Odoo, you can filter on active or archived. And I'm just going to show you this template, the CDI Experience Developer. And it's basically a job offer letter. So at some point, this document was uploaded and the fields were added, basically telling the name, date, address, and we'll go over how to do this shortly. But if you scroll to the bottom, you see that there are signature fields here, and you see the different types of fields you're going to end up adding to your document. So I'm going to start with I'm going to start with the Odoo CLA, and this one's already in here, but I'm basically going to download it so that you can see what it's like from start to finish. All right, so I have the CLA downloaded on my computer, and I'm going to actually go back to Documents, and I'm going to go to my document templates, and then I will import that document I just downloaded. So pretend I just had a file on my computer, and I'm loading it here, and let's see here. Now I have to find it. Sorry, 1 second.
Should be the desktop. Oh.
It's here.
Oh. If you need to find it, just go to your, close that. And then if you need to find it, yeah.
Just save it again?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. Where should I save it?
Save it to the, sure, save it to the desktop.
We did.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's right there.
Okay. Right. Now we can't find it. There we go. All right, thank you.
Sure thing.
Okay, so now we have this error, unsupported file type. Oh my gosh. Okay, 1 second. So instead of clicking import here, I'm going to actually click upload a PDF template because it's a PDF, not an Excel. And here I have my file. All right, so now I got my CLA2 in here, and it is empty. None of the signature fields are in here. And from here, sorry, we can start dragging and dropping fields. So these are the fields that I already have pre-existing in Odoo. These are actually the default ones. If you want to create more, I'll show you how to do that later on. But for now, we're just going to say full name is going to be a text field. So you're going to basically drop in the field, and you can change the size of the field if you'd like. And you're going to decide who is responsible for this field. Right now, I just probably want to choose employee, let's say. And then we're going to do an email. So an email is already here, so I'm just going to drop that in. Country, I don't have a country field, so I'm just going to use the text field. A date. And then most importantly, the actual signature field. Okay, so it saves automatically, so I don't have to click save or anything. And then from here, this document is essentially ready to go. So if I go back out, I have my CLA2 here. And next time I come back into the application and I request a signature, now it's one of the documents I can choose to send out and share. So if I click on the document here, I have two options. I can send it or I can share. The only time you can share, it will give you a link to share, is if there's only one user involved in the document. So only one person's signature is needed. If two or more parties need to sign, then you have to actually send to each party individually. But here's just to show you an example. Like if you only need an internal employee to sign something really quick, you could just have a link to share. And we can go, I need the browser. All right. So if I sent this link to the employee who needs to sign, they will basically see this page. I see who sent it, the admin of the database, and who is awaiting the signature. That would be me, the employee. And from here, you see it's very straightforward. I could scroll down and read and get to the signature page if I wanted to, or I could very simply just click to start, and it will take me to the very first section I need to fill out, and that's going to be your full name and your email. It's going to be your country. Oops. The date is 7/11. Happy Slurpee Day. And the signature. So you in the signature section, sorry, I probably went too fast right there, but it pops up with this box, and you can draw your signature if you like to draw. If you like auto, you can basically type in your name, and you can choose a different signature style. So different fonts are available to you. Maybe you want to make it look like you drew something fancy. And then you could also load one if you have a signature saved on your computer and you wanted to upload it. But basically, you're just going to click Adopt and Sign, and it will save your signature here in this box. And once all of the boxes on the entire document are filled out, that's when you're able to validate and send completed document. So if something was missing, so let's say we didn't have the date, I cannot send this. I cannot say I'm done. So I can't walk away or send this until all the fields are completed. So that's one really useful tool about this Odoo Sign App, is that you are going to make sure all your fields are filled out and you're not going to miss anything. All right, so, and also that email field I filled in the background is going to carry over to here, saves me a little step. Of course, if I want to change that, I can change it, and it's pulling my name as well, and all I have to do is just validate and send. And I'm going to wait for a little pop-up here. All right, it says, thank you, your signature has been saved. We will let you know by email once everyone has signed. And of course, in this case, I'm the only one who needed to sign, so I should get an email right away. And it was going to redirect me back to my signed document, first of all. So I can see here, it's already signed. I can't edit it or anything, it's done. And it says that I have signed, here's my signature, and I can download if I want to. I can view history. Once a document gets going, there's like a chatter history going on here. And so basically, automatically when I clicked done, it said I signed it, and then since I'm the only one that signed it, the admin auto-logged everyone signed. Of course, I can write something back like, hey, can you please change this? Maybe I need some edits or something, and I can send a note back. And it says your message has been sent. Okay, so I'm going to go and check my email first as the employee. Here, I have this signed document. So the first email I received is this document has been completed and signed by everyone. I can view the signed document. And if I go back, well, I don't know how to use this. I can see here, the second email I received is just the auto-logged note that says everyone has signed. Okay. So if I go back to Odoo, I'm the admin here logged in, and I go back to documents, I can see now I have this document is the CLA2 and it's fully signed. Like it's automatically categorized, grouped into a fully signed column here. And my name is in green, which you'll see later. Green means done, red means not signed. And if I go into this document now, I have it in my database. I have this in my database, this document that's fully signed, looks good. If I want to view history as well, I can view this history. Oh, she wanted something changed. I can contact her and figure out what she needs changed. We can also continue to send a copy if you want someone else to receive a copy of this document. Okay, so now we're going to go and do a different document. And that one is going to be the NDA. And I'm just going to download it as well so we can start from scratch. Okay, so I go back to document templates and I'm going to upload a PDF template again. And now it does have to be a PDF template or it won't recognize the file. And this NDA, thank you. All right, so now I have here a file that has some blank lines. So obviously, these are files that we're going to use over and over again. So they are going to stay the same. I can send them out to anybody and everybody, and it's going to be the same file. If there's a file, maybe more like a job offer letter where it changes every time, maybe the amounts change or certain benefits change, you're going to need to edit that in, let's say, Microsoft Word, make the file personalized, and then you can save it as a PDF and then upload it here. So you have the option to reuse the files over and over again or to upload a unique file every time. It's up to how your business is going to operate and what the document is specifically for. So here, this one, I'm going to say this agreement is located between a person, name, and located at is going to be an address. Since I don't really have an address field, I'm just going to use text. And this one is a 5-page document, so I'll show you something cool I could also do. But in the last page, I'm going to ask for a signature, and then again for them to write their name. And I do want 2 signatures on this document. So I do want a receiving party. Signature is going to be another signature. And I don't want it to be from the same customer, so this is where I'm actually going to click on the field. And I'm going to change that to, I believe, company. And I also want that person to write their name. And see how it already knows it's going to be from the company as well. So the field that comes after is going to be the same as the one before, and then if you need to change it, you can change it. Some other cool things to look at is, I think, one of these. Presentation mode. See how maybe I'm scrolling and it's kind of hard to see where the fields that need to be filled in are. I can change it to this presentation mode here, and it's a little nicer to see. So I can see if I missed anything really easily. Sorry, scrolling too fast. I don't see anything here I need to be signed, nothing here needs to be signed, nothing here needs to be signed. Cool, this looks good. And now, how do I exit this? Okay. All right, so the other thing I wanted to share is the field called initials. So initials, if I place it here on this first page in the bottom right corner, I'm going to expect it to appear on every page on the bottom right corner. So this is to show you that you have signed, and I wanted this by the customer, that you have read every page, right? So you have to initial every page, marking that you've read every page. So I can add it once or I can add it on all pages. It's optional here, but I like the all pages. And now if I scroll down, I'm going to see this initials on each page. And it's also cool because I'm not going to see it on the very last page. See, the initials didn't show up on this last page because it knows it already is requesting a signature here. So it's not going to ask you to sign twice. That's extra work. So if the signature is already on a page, it's not going to ask you to initial the same page. Unless you want it to, and then you can obviously add it yourself. All right, from here, remember, this one is requesting signatures from two people, right? Two different parties, the customer and the company. If I want to share this, like I did before, I don't have the link to share. I can't just have an open link because now it's not secure anymore. It doesn't know who's going to sign what. And so it's going to give me this warning that there must only be one responsible if I'm going to share. So I can't share. Instead, I'm going to need to actually send it to the emails of the company and the customer. And so in this case, the company is going to be, I think I had company test, mailinator.com. And then the customer, I have myself. And if you would like to send a copy to someone else, you can, like an admin, HR, whoever needs a copy. And the message is, hello, thank you for agreeing to this, please sign attached doc. All right, and now I'm just going to send. All right, now I got a message that your signature request has been sent. Here's what it's going to look like. You're going to see the sender was the admin again, and waiting signatures is from the customer and the company. And again, you can view the history, send a copy, or cancel the request. Now, if someone says, I did not receive the email, here on the right side, you can resend the invitation. All right, so as admin right now, I don't care about this file, but if I go back to document templates, signature requests, here's the one that I just sent out, the NDA. And now I see this is in the column signatures in progress. So I have one record here, I just sent this out, and my name and the company's name are both in red. So this means that neither of us have signed it. As soon as one of us signs it, it will be into green. So kind of little useful tools. And let's see here, so I'm gonna go check my email now. All right, so here's the latest NDA signature request in my email. So now I can sign document now. All right, so again, very easy. I'm just going to click to start. And this time, do you see how it auto-filled my name? I did not type this in. It knew I was an existing partner because I signed a previous document. So because it recognized who I am, it pre-filled some information for me. but I don't have a saved address, so I'm just going to be 123 test. And then of course I can use the next button. I need to initial. And let's just say I want to draw my initials this time. Go next again. Initial again. It saved my initials. This time I just have to click it. Next again. Again, just click it. Again. And now I get to my signature section. And then again, I click on my name, and instead of having to retype my name, it filled it out for me automatically. And then, of course, I can see the demo on the other side, but it's not for me to fill out, so I don't have to do that. And then I just go next, and I will initial the very bottom here. And, of course, once it's done, I can validate and send the completed document. All right, so now I have one signature done, and I'm waiting for the company to sign it. So I could always come back here and see the status as well, or just check my email, and it will tell me when everyone has signed. So now if I come to the company's email address, so whoever in the company was to receive this email, they'll get an email for this NDA signature request as well, and they can sign the document now. And what's great is that both parties, or any party, can sign the document anytime they want to. You don't have to wait on another party to sign the document first. All right, so now that it's actually partially filled out, I can see that the customer has already filled out part of the items, so I can just click to start. I mean, I can read through it, see if everything looks good, and agree as well. And now I'm just going to put in the company signature. All right, and all I have to do now is validate and send completed document. So the company has done their part, done their share to sign. Just need the confirmation as well. Taking an extra moment here. Okay, so now this is saved and done. And now both parties have signed. So I'm just going to go back to Odoo now, and let's just refresh this. All right, so now both items, both parties have signed, so now it's also falling into the fully signed column. And then just one last check of the email. So in company test, I get an email that everyone has signed, and in Stephanie test, I also get an email that everybody has signed. So all looks good. This is done. And now I want to go back to Odoo, and I want to just discuss the field options that are available. I need to exit develop full screen.
Oh. Okay.
So one of the parts that I haven't gone over yet is when you are setting up your first documents or setting up anything in Odoo, it's always very, very useful to go into developer mode. I guess I don't need full screen. So I'm going to go back to the home page, go into the settings application, and I'm going to activate the developer mode. So as most of you should already know, developer mode is going to bring out a lot of hidden menu items, and these menu items are usually just good for initial setup, so they're hidden in normal daily use. But as I come into this Sign App in developer mode, in your developer mode, when you see the little bug icon here, it says Open Developer Tools if you hover over it. So now if I click on Documents, I have two extra menu items. I have Field Types and Parties. So I'm just going to jump into Parties really quick. So in Parties, as you notice when I was creating the documents, I was either the customer, the company, or the employee. And so this is just going to group who is signing the specific fields. So you can create as many as you want, name them how you like. So basically, however many parties you have are how many people are going to sign. So let's say we have 2 customers signing for whatever reason, and I'm just going to make a customer 2. So that means on the document, I can allocate signatures to the first customer and the second customer. So that's just something you need to set up here in the parties section. I believe you can also do it straight on the document. It'll say select an existing party or create a new one. And then what's after here is the field types. So from field types, it's going to be the fields that you saw in the top of the document, those purple boxes, like signature, initials, text, multi-line text, date, name, email, phone, company. These are all the pre-existing fields that we had set by default. And so let's say you want to create a new field. I remember country was in there. So let's say we want country to be in here as well. So we want country to be a box that we drop down onto the page. And so I'm going to name it country, and I'm going to create the type. So I'm going to select a type. It's either going to be a signature, an initial, a text, or a multi-line text. So country is probably just going to be a text. And then if you have a field on the partner record, a customer record, the user in Odoo basically. So if I'm a signed in user, I'm an employee that's signing these documents all the time, and I want my information to be auto-populated on these documents, then I can relate it to a field in my customer res.partner field. So if I have country on myself and I see country on the document, it will pull up my country. So I'm just going to put in country here because I know that's an easy one. And then you can have a placeholder here. So you saw in the other fields it was like your name, your email, your phone number. I'm just going to put in your country. You can change the placeholders of the other ones, and that's just going to be obvious to the customer what you're looking for here. So I'll just show you. So name is here. The name is going to pull in the name. Remember how my name auto-populated this on my second document? It's because of this is automatic partner field name. And the placeholder here is your name. So if you don't like it to say your name and you want to say maybe please put full name, can't type today, you can do that as well. And then you have your default width and your default height. Remember when I dragged and dropped onto the document, the boxes were pretty small, pretty skinny, so maybe I want to make the default height a little bit bigger. Of course, you can always drag and change the size of the boxes on the document. All right, so I added a new field type, signature item type, and it's country. So now if I go to a document template, let's say I wanted to edit I think it was the CLA. Check here. This is the one that was seeking country, yes. And do you see how it's like all grayed out? I can't drag any more fields right now, and it's basically telling me this template is used by some signature requests. It's already been used. If you want to edit it, click here to start a new template from this one. So great, I want to create a new one. So now it's going to name me version 2. And as you can see right away, over here on the far right, I have a new field, new signature type, and it's country. So by adding into field types, that's how you're going to get the new fields to auto-populate here. So again, if I wanted to come down here, it's exactly duplicated from the one before, so I know country is not what I want here, so I'm just going to remove it. And I'm going to replace it with this country instead. And I want it to be the employee. And one thing I haven't mentioned yet is maybe you have fields that are not mandatory. In this case, of course, let's just say country is not mandatory. I can just uncheck mandatory and save. So now it's an optional field. If they want to fill it in, that's fine. You'd probably be using that on multi-line text. Maybe things are more optional in that case. But just so you know, you can make fields mandatory or not mandatory. All right, so in this case, again, I can share. Share because there's only one responsible in this document template. And I'm just going to check it out here in the link. And again, I'm just going to click to start. And this time I didn't send it. If I sent it to myself, it would pre-fill this information, but because I'm a new because I just sent the link, it doesn't have my information saved. It doesn't know who I am. All right, so again, I just validated and send. We've already done this before. And that's about it. Of course, I would expect it in my email. So if I go back, too many tabs here. If I go back to signature request, now I have this new one, version 2, is done as well. And there's one more thing to note is that when you're in your document templates, this is the Kanban view. You see those little cards? I can click on these 3 little hamburgers and I can open it. If I open it, it kind of gives me some details of the actual document. So I can see the fields I've requested here. I requested 5 fields on this document, and it tells me where they're positioned. Of course, you can come in here and you can edit it manually, but it's much easier to drag and drop, I would think. And it's also a favorite of the administrator. So because I uploaded this document, it's currently my favorite. If I want it to be a favorite of more people, I can add, it's a many-to-many field, so I can add more people for it to be a favorite of, or I can just exit these and it's nobody's favorite. So let's just do this. Sorry, it wouldn't be a portal user, but user. And when it's someone's favorite, basically it's these stars. So when you favorite something, it adds a star. So you don't have to put in someone's favorite. You can just star it yourself if it's your favorite. And basically, let's say you have a, let's see if I go back. If you have like 100 documents in here, you can just favorite the ones that you use most often, and then you can filter for the favorites, just to help you get around faster. Okay, so going back into here, yeah, if for any reason, let's say, oh, maybe you forgot a field or something, you could just shortcut here as well to edit fields, and it's going to take you back into the document. Of course, this one has already been finished before, so I have to click here and do another version 3, let's say. And I think that's all I have today for the Sign App. Basically, it's very easy to import your PDF documents, drag and drop your fields, create new fields, define who the party is, and manage your favorites, and hopefully just streamline your business processes, get things signed faster, know who has signed what, who still needs to sign. And you can just follow up with people, hey, why haven't you signed this? Waiting for you to sign this, resend emails. Just very user-friendly.
Great. Well, all right. Thank you, Stephanie. It looks like we actually do have a question here in the chat. Kevin Wang asked, are the documents that are signed linked to a customer or employee? So can you search them under their file in Odoo?
That's a really great question, Kevin. I didn't actually go back and check that, but I can look for you. So if I go into my contacts now, as the documents were being signed, it was creating some some contacts, sorry. Let's see if I made... So I have my contact is created, and it looks like straight off the, like by standard, there is no link, but I do know for a fact that the document is linked to a partner. So all I have to do is, if you have Studio, a really handy tool, is you can use Studio and you can create a smart button and you can link it to the documents. So it's not here by default, but yes, you can make the link exist with Studio.
Right on.
I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, and of course, if not, you can always send us an email, and we'd be more than happy to try and answer that for you. So let's see, I think, Portal Hub, maybe in attachments? I guess that's...
In the back end, you can find the attachments, but right here, there's no attachment. I don't see anything. But I know, so if I go back to sign, and let's say this one. Oh, sorry. If I click on the 3 dots and open it, I can see this is the partner here. And so it is linked to the partner. But there's no sign of the document actually being attached here, so that's where Studio would come in, and you just have to make the link exist.
Looks like Kevin has another question. Using Odoo front end. Let's see. Hopefully he'll add the rest of the question here in a second. They want to create a customer form, for example, a credit application. I'll wait for Kevin to ask his whole question here. In the meantime, I would like to remind everyone to check out our Odoo events. We've got a ton of stuff happening right now. For instance, we do have events happening tomorrow. Los Angeles, we will be in Los Angeles. We've got Las Vegas the week after. Seattle and Denver are the week after that. And we've even got Odoo Tour stops happening in DC and Boston in late August. If you're watching us internationally, we also have one event coming up in Lima. I believe that's that's next week. It's the 19th of July. And then Montevideo, Uruguay, the second week of August. You can check out all of those events and any future events at odoo.com/events. And if you missed any part of this webinar or would like to watch it again, by all means, use the same link that you got in the email when you signed up, and you can watch it at any time, day or night, at your leisure. So let's see. Back to Kevin's question. We are using Odoo front end. We want to create a customer form, for example, a credit application. How can you get customers to sign this form and then have this form be sent to the accountant, for example? Is this possible?
So what I'm thinking is from the front end, if you're using like the web form, web builder, they're creating a lead in Odoo from the form. I think what you would want to do instead, remember how there's in the sign app, you can send a link. I hope this is on the right track here, but sorry, I keep clicking on the wrong thing. If we were to send out this CLA to share, it has a link here. Maybe you could post this link on your website, and then everyone can fill it out. But as you said, it needs to be sent to the accountant to sign as well. So maybe your process will be a little different here. So somebody could fill it out, and then you can have an auto notification email. So you know how there's an auto notification email that everyone signed the document? Maybe you can link one to the accountant that says, this is ready, now you go and sign it, or something like that. Probably different ideas here, but from the web form, if you're talking about the web form on the front end, that would not connect to this. You would have to have a lead, and then you would create a document and send out the document to the lead. So two-step process, basically. I hope that helps.
Yeah. Cool. Well, all right. I believe that is all for us. So yeah, thank you, Stephanie, for your time today. Thank you all for watching. As always, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel so that we can keep making these videos for you. Send any other questions or future webinar topics to webinars@odoo.com, and we will be try to address them as best that we can. So yeah, thank you all. I guess with that, that's going to do it for myself and for Stephanie. We will see you next time.